Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholz. Today we have two tales of two different flowers, and each one has their own special talent. The first is about the Pimpernel, the shepherd's clock. And the second is about the Gentian. This is Pimpernel, the shepherd's clock. I'll go and look at the Pimpernel, and see if she thinks the clouds look well. For if the sun shine, and 'tis like to be fine, I'll go to the fair. So, Pimpernel, what bode the clouds in the sky, if fair weather no maiden so merry as I? Now the Pimpernel flower had folded up her little gold star in her coral cup, and unto the maid a warning she said, "Though the sun seems down, there's a gathering frown o'er the checkered blue of the clouded sky, so tarry at home, for a storm is nigh." And this is a legend of the Gentian. Many years ago, the poor people of Hungary suffered from a terrible sickness which had afflicted them for a long time. Thousands of them had been stricken, and many had died, for nothing could be found to cure them or relieve their sufferings in any way. At last, the people appealed to their good King Ladislaw for help. Messenger after messenger was sent to beg him to bring about some relief, but the good king could do nothing, and he was obliged to send the messengers away without help and without hope. One day, the king sat thinking about the needs of his people. "What can I do for my people?" he asked himself over and over again. "I have sent them away without help and without hope. God alone knows what will help them. He will give me a sign. My arrow shall bring me the message." And the good king prayed that divine guidance would direct an arrow shot into the air. His Majesty shot the arrow and watched where it fell. And behold, it pierced the root of a gentian. The king then sent his servants to gather many roots of this plant and make from them a medicine for his suffering people. And the cure was so wonderful that from that day his people called them the herb of King Ladislaw. "Thou blossom bright with autumn dew, and coloured with the heaven's own blue, that openest when the quiet light succeeds the keen and frosty night." And that is the story of Pimpernel, the shepherd's clock, and a legend of the Gentian. And here we have two plants that have remarkable skills. The Pimpernel is known as the shepherd's clock because it only opens in fair weather and shuts up tight if there's a storm coming. And the Gentian, well, it's a wonderful plant that has many herbal qualities, including as a cure for dyspepsia or severe indigestion. But it's also known as the main ingredient in a number of aperitifs. In fact, Aperol, Underberg, and Angostura bitters all include the Gentian. This is Dan Scholz of the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. And you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story waiting for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. As always, thank you so much for listening.